I'm Uncle You, Uncle Paul's look-alike cousin. Well, it worked on the Patty Duke show, and I take care of the Playhouse every night between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. Oh, skiddly doodly, boo boo jubu. Uncle Paul's gonna be here in a few moments. He's running a little late. This is my gal pal with the lovely stems, my lovely Bunny. Oh, Bunny, how I love you. I want to thank you for going to the Martin and Lewis Film Festival with your gentleman pal, Uncle You. Oh, Bunny, I just love you so much. My bunny lies over the ocean. My bunny lies over the sea. Oh, my bunny, don't ever leave me, because you're the only one I want to see. Oh, I love those stems, Bunny. Oh, you know, I wanted to ask you something, Bunny. I know you say when you get married, a lot of men are going to be miserable. Uncle You just wants to know, how many men are you going to marry? By the way, Bunny, did you hear about the kitty that got arrested for littering? Oh, and again, off the record there, my little bunny, I want to thank you for giving Uncle You a little hey-hey between the seats last night at the Martin and Lewis Film Festival. Rob Moss was taking care of the Playhouse while Bunny and I were at the movies. Well, Bunny, I know Uncle Paul's going to get here soon. Bunny, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. It would really mean a lot to me. Bunny helper, if you... Oh, here comes Uncle Paul. Oh, hi, Bunny. Sorry I'm late, Uncle You. Did you have a nice night? Oh, good. This episode is Soupy. You're in the Playhouse. Welcome to the Playhouse. I'm Uncle Paul, and it's time for our very special hellos. Hello to MFK, the Sticker Mania family, Ron Martin, Stan Starr, Polly Hewitt, Patricia, Nick the Record Lover, Dave Sundstrom, Lux Furlong, Records and Trains, John Malillo, Andy and Tom of Two Legs, and Joe Mayo. Now, if you'd like to get a special hello, and need to dedicate it maybe to a pet or another family member, just leave it in the comments below, and we'll say hello in a future episode. And that's our very special hellos for today. The 19th season of the Ed Sullivan Show premiered on September 12th, 1965. And on that special episode, the Beatles performed for the fourth time live on Ed Sullivan. They performed Ticket to Ride, I'm Down, I Feel Fine, Yesterday, Act Naturally, and Help. And it was the last time that the Beatles performed live in person on the Ed Sullivan Show at the Ed Sullivan Theater. But was it really live? Well, yes and no. Unlike the Beatles' previous performances on the Ed Sullivan Show, this one was pre-filmed. And even though it aired on September 12th, 1965, the Beatles actually taped it a month before, on August 14th, 1965. So when the show always was live, the Ed Sullivan Show, they put it in, and it looked like the Beatles were actually there during the live broadcast, again on September 12th. But who was there on that same episode was a legendary comedian named Soupy Sales. I'm sure a lot of Playhouse members are smiling and remembering, yes, the Soup Man. And this is what the Playhouse episode is going to focus on today. The legendary Soupy Sales, who was on the Beatles' final Ed Sullivan Show, performing his classic hit, The Mouse. And here it is, the 45. Most people, when they do think of Soupy Sales, they think of this 45. This charted very highly, and it was a dance, and it just catapulted Soupy's career. Now, Soupy started out locally, and this was in 1965 when the record came out. Soupy had a very long career. He started originally as a local talk show host on the ABC television network as early as 1960-61. And then he recorded a record as well on Reprise Records. Here's that one. And this is Pie in the Face, and Soupy Says. And Reprise Records was actually founded by his good friend Frank Sinatra. Frank was one of the first entertainers to start his own record company. And of course we know someone else that started their own record company in 1968. Of course we're talking about the Beatles and Apple Records. But in those days, it was very uncommon for an entertainer to start their own record company. So yes, Frank Sinatra was also on the cutting edge. Now, here's our little Soupy Sales Remco doll. This was made in 1968. Check the date there. And there he is again, doing the mouse. Because again, that's how popular his dance was. We have a few record albums that we're going to show you. Now, this album was during his earlier days, the Soupy Sales Show. There he is with his characters. And this was released again in 1961 on Reprise Records. Always loved Pookie. There's a White Fang or Black Fang, I believe. And sometimes he hangs around the Playhouse, but I think it's still early for him. He may be sleeping. Then Soupy followed up when he was on the ABC label in 1965 with The Mouse and other teen hits on the Paramount record label. I always love this label. It's just so cool looking. Soupy Sales Says, do The Mouse. And there was actually another single that came from this album besides The Mouse that wasn't as popular. And that was Speedy Gonzales. This was a great pop song. And I love all these the songs that are on this album. But this is the very lesser known second single that was released. Speedy Gonzales back with Hey Pearl. And the back, by the way, everyone knows this as well, but if you follow Soupy, the back of The Mouse was Papalothica. But all four of these songs are on this 12-track LP. This sold again very well. And then due to the success of The Mouse, Soupy followed it up with Spy with a Pie. Now this was more like an album that sounded like one of his broadcasts. And now we're going to get into shortly how I was very fortunate enough to meet Soupy Sales on several occasions. And the first time I ever met him was in 1982, the Rascals Comedy Club. We're going to show you a picture of that. And there I am with Soupy. Yeah, that's a younger Uncle Paul in 1982. I was just thrilled to be meeting Soupy for the first time. And he graciously signed two things for me. He did sign this album, says to Paul, lots of happiness. Soupy Sales. Yeah, I wasn't an uncle back then yet. And you sign this by Teddy. Okay. To hey, nice meeting you. Best wishes, Soupy Sales. And so a few more items. The Topps Company, normally known for their bubble gum, issued a magazine. They said the first issue, Topps Fan Magazine for 50 cents, Soupy Sales, with 3 full-page autographed color pictures inside. And of course, what do we love here at the Playhouse more than anything else? Well, the Beatles, but lunchboxes as well. And this is great. Now, this is of course, the official Soupy Sales lunchbox made by the Thermos Company. And this is, again, a vinyl. We've talked about in previous episodes how the vinyls are sometimes, I think, targeted towards the female student, but they usually would, they call it, get seam splits. And this one's held up rather well. I love the graphics here. Soupy says, if you can't brush after every meal, comb. Don't spill food on the floor. It might give the termites indigestion. Yeah, that's Soupy. But he always writes jokes on his blackboard. But this is a great lunchbox. And then, of course, Soupy got his own board game. The Soupy Says, go, go, go. Wow, what a game. Milton Bradley, always fast to put out a board game based on whatever was very popular for the day. We're going to see, we've talked about also that board games are still very collectible for the boards, because people like to display the boards, because these games you wouldn't necessarily always want to play them or so. But this is again like a race game, and this is very nice. This board, and you get some cars. All the pieces are here. Okay, let me show you. Okay, fast. Here are the car pieces, the jalopies that they give you. You're supposed to use around the board when you're playing. Soupy Says, go, 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 go game. And then Topps had some bubblegum cards as well. Maybe that's why they started issuing the magazine. There's a 1 series set of bubblegum cards. And again, on the back of the cards, you would get more jokes, which I won't read anymore, I promise, of the Soupy Says chalkboard. And here's a wrapper from the bubblegum cards from, again, Topps Chewing Company in Brooklyn, New York. Yes, they're wallet-sized photos for 5 cents a pack. Oh, it's time to see what's in the CD tray. And today, it's, yes, The Girls from Petticoat Junction. Sounds of the 60s. 60s sounds. These are all real, by the way. It's actually it's pretty good. They do a cover version of the Beatles' Rain. And they actually also sing Wheeling, West Virginia. I think the theme, yes, the bonus track, Everyone Loves the Petticoat Junction theme, is on this CD. So, search that out if you want, if you're into the Girls from Petticoat Junction. And now, it's time to check the comments bowl. Oh, wait, no. This isn't the comments bowl. This bowl is a bunch of Ringo Hard Rock Cafe Peace and Love pins. This was a promotion that Ringo did in conjunction with the Lotus Foundation in the Hard Rock Cafe. And each one, it's very hard to see, I know, in this, but this is the New York pin. They were all the same, except where the location of the Hard Rock Cafe was in. So that's New York. This is the Toronto one. And this is the Philadelphia one, and so on. So it was just a fun way. Here's Orlando, Florida. Hey, we'll read you all real fast. Here's Atlanta, and here's Chicago. Yes, that was just a nice way to try and get to every Hard Rock Cafe that you could. Oh, here's the comments bowl. All right, now we're going to pick a comment at random. These are from the comments that you have sent. And here we go. Oh, this is in regards to episode 1, now showing the Beatles in A Hard Day's Night. And remember, Mark Williams commented that he has the souvenir booklet that was given out when seeing A Hard Day's Night in the theater. And he was 3 years old at the time. Well, thank you, member Mark Williams. And if you want to be in the comments bowl, it's easy. Just leave us a comment. And while you're doing that, please subscribe, comment, like, and share to the Playhouse. And for now, the Playhouse is closed. Thanks, Joe Friday.